Up? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Hooksets are free. My name is Tyler, and it is 9:15 p.m. here on Friday night, December the 10th. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you can see me all right. I'm gonna give people just a minute or two to hop in here, and I'm gonna crack open this beer, little Bell's Two Hearted Ale, one of my favorite kind of sessionable American ales, and I am going to unbox my purchase from Tackle Warehouse that I got this year. So, um, ended up coming in two separate packages. I received one 4 or 5 days ago, and so I've just been sitting on it and waiting to open it up. But thought I would wait to do so with you guys, and was always planning on doing it tonight. However, the other box showed up today, so pretty sweet little bonus there that I've got both of them and the entire order from Tackle Warehouse to show you guys. I have not opened these packages yet, and as a result, I may or may not take things out of the package so that I can reserve the right to record an unboxing video to post separately that's not live here. Um, because, like what happened with the hookup tackle last week, the video quality was actually god awful, and I did not know that until after the fact. So, what is up, Abe? How are you doing tonight, man? Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me all right, and how the quality of the video looks. Is it focusing on this beer here and this awesome fish on the label? Can you see that? Like I said, I'm going to give people just a couple minutes to hop in here. I did record the unboxing video from the hookup tackle earlier today, so that should be posted in the next day or two on my channel as just a standard video, not live, so you will be able to see everything pretty dang well. But let me just show you these hard baits one more time. This right here is the Lucky Craft LC 1.5 MTO. So instead of a traditional hard plastic material, this is made with a bone type of material. That's the 1.5. This is the 0.7 or 1.0 is what we would call it in America. A couple of really cool color patterns, but these are both made with a bone type of material, which allows for a higher buoyancy, a little bit different action in the water. And these guys run for more like 15 bucks a piece as opposed to the standard LC 1.5 and 2.5 that would be more like $7 or something like that. So I was able to get them for more like the standard $7 price tag because they were so heavily discounted from the hookup. So um, likewise, really good deal on these Megabass Dog X Diamante walking baits. Got this one in the secret gill color, which is like a translucent bluegill pattern. As you can see, it's got like an iridescent purple belly, those orangish red sides, a little bit of blue on the side, and then that shiny green back. Really cool color pattern here. These guys are the Dog X Diamante Silent. And this one is the Pagani Rigio color, kind of like a baby bass type of pattern here. A little bit of a matte finish. Gorgeous looking bait there. And then a couple of lipless crankbaits that I don't think there's really anything like this on the market right now. This is a collaboration between Lucky Craft and Valley Hill, which is a primarily Japanese company. But what they've done is added this willow blade to the front of this lipless crankbait. So this is like a traditional LV500 with those loud rattles, just with the blade on the front. This is like I think they call it sunset perch or something like that. Really good looking perch pattern. And then this guy is like a straight black. Sorry, that was probably really loud. With some blue crackle on the bottom. See if that'll focus for you. LV500 GP, but this is the tungsten version. And so this guy comes with a one knocker. Gold blade on there. So gorgeous looking bait. Really cool color pattern there. And then I got a bunch of soft plastics too. So just watch the unboxing video that I post in the next couple days. You'll be able to see those again up close and personal with a little bit more information, but in this same format where I'm kind of facing the camera, showing them to you like this. So glad to hear that it looks better, Abe. Ryan says, "Hey Tyler, how are you and the family? Just got my frostbite order today. Right on, man. Are you excited about what you picked up? And when will you be able to actually take that stuff out on the water? I assume ice fishing is kind of underway for you. How safe is the ice? How thick is the ice? And have you had a chance to get out and do any ice fishing just yet? And how much do you plan to do over the course of the season?" So we're 6.5 minutes in, and there's only just the two of you guys in here as far as I can see. I wonder if people aren't getting their notifications or if they are, but it's just lagging a little bit. So I'm going to give people just a couple more minutes before I rip into these boxes. In fact, there are two packages. If you guys ordered from Tackle Warehouse this year during Black Friday, it's possible that, like me, your package came in, or your order came in two separate packages. So that is what happened to me. And what I'm going to do is open one of these for you real quick because I spent enough money to get some deal on apparel. So I might just go ahead and throw that stuff on right now and get it out of the way. What? I thought I ordered a t-shirt too. So there was supposed to be a t-shirt in here and they did not put it in. I don't really care all that much, but I suppose I ought to contact Tackle Warehouse just because. But you guys probably know they offer a free t-shirt if you spend over $150 on Tackle Warehouse. And at that price point, they also offer a hat for $5. So I decided to pick one of these guys up. Just go ahead and break the bill in just ever so slightly. And I'll swap out my Broncos hat for this guy. Wow, that is too tight for my big noggin straight out of the package. So there we go. That's a little bit better. Tackle Warehouse. This video is not sponsored by Tackle Warehouse, nor am I an affiliate with them or anything like that. So you guys know that I'm loyal to Discount Tackle and will continue to rep them. But there are instances where I do make purchases from other retailers like Tackle Warehouse, like the Hookup Tackle, which you saw me unbox a package from this past week. So honestly, I don't know how I like the look of this as much. Maybe I'll just wear it backwards for now. That way you can see my face just a tad better. So Ryan says, hopefully, I think the ice is about 4 inches long or 4 inches deep. Going to go out Sunday. Hopefully going to get it out 50-ish times. Wow, that is intense and pretty sweet. What's up, Frankie? How you doing tonight, man? Frankie says, I missed Black Friday, was busy on vacation in Fort Myers Beach, Florida. Well, that sounds pretty sweet. So not the end of the world that you missed Black Friday, but yeah, you did miss some good deals. And $5 for this hat is not too shabby either. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Ryan says, going to make a couple northern trips this year for some big Lakers. Sweet, man. Sounds awesome. So I wonder if there's a t-shirt in this box or not, but maybe I ought to just bust it open and because honestly, this unboxing is going to take a little while if we're being honest. And I'm just going to take a quick peek because I haven't done that. I don't even know if I'm opening the right side, but check this out, guys. There was a leak on the box, presumably from some of the soft plastics that I ordered that have a lot of oil in them. So hopefully it didn't spill too much over everything in here. And I can see that no, there is no t-shirt in here. So I suppose that's a reason for me to contact Decoy Warehouse and get a t-shirt. But all is good. Doesn't really matter to me, but I might wear it from time to time. Okay, just a few people in here. What can you do? I'm going to show you guys the order slips for what I got, because it's just pretty standard for me to do that. Here's a little preview. Got a whole bunch of stuff here. Adds up to $144 on this invoice. And then the other one, this was all one order. They just shipped it out in two separate deals. And I'm not exactly sure why, but this one just added another 15 bucks. So I spent just over that $150 threshold. And not necessarily to get the shirt and the hat, but just kind of worked out that way. So let's get in here and start talking about what I picked up. First on here is a bait that has been on my radar since it came out at ICAST this year, 2021. You guys might have seen this on Debo's fishing page on YouTube in the last couple of weeks. But this is the Missile Baits Mini D Chunk, and I got it in two color patterns here. So first is the Fire Craw. They call it Lava Craw. First impression, I definitely like the clamshell packaging that this thing comes in. It is a traditional clamshell as opposed to some of the newer style ones that just come in like a tray, we could call it. But this, there's that Missile Bait scent right there. But this right here is the Mini D Chunk. Really cool looking bait here. This thing, it doesn't say quite what it measures, but it looks to be about 2.5 inches or so. You got about an inch of body, followed by these long, really thin flappers here. They're actually thinner than I would have thought. They'll probably get bit off fairly easily, but I really like the ribbing on there, the color patterns, the scent, kind of everything about it. I think this will make a really good jig trailer, swim jig trailer, chatterbait trailer, etc. So I'm excited about these, and honestly, I think that this size and color pattern is going to go perfect on the new Z-Man chatterbait, which is called the Mini Max. And I did just order a few of those, including one in the Fire Craw from Discount Tackle in my order for the month of December. I placed that order just a couple days ago, so I should have it in next week for my live stream then. But yeah, I think that on a 2/0 hook, these things will work perfect. Probably could go a little bit bigger in terms of hook size, but not much. You know, I don't think this is going to go well on a 4 or 5/0 hook, if we're being honest. So, good golly, I don't know why they taped this on there, because this clamshell is clicked in there pretty well. But this color here is called Bombshell, and that is a nasty little sexy shad pattern. Mostly like a flashy translucent color the little bit of chartreuse in there. Love the look of that. So just picked up these two colors on this first go around to see what I think of this as a trailer. I really like the flanges on it. Think it's going to have a great action, especially with those tails, those kickers that are super, super thin. And yeah, it's just a matter of how well they hold up. But these come 5 to a pack, and they retail for like $4. So, you know, I got them for closer to $3 after the discount. But I think that's a pretty good deal. But we'll have to see how it goes moving forward and how well they hold up, like I said. Catch up on these comments real quick. Frankie says, have you seen the Big Bite Baits hybrid swimmer? I call them the stilettos. I don't think I've seen that. No, man. So next up is another trailer that I think is going to go well on that Mini Max, and it's also in the Fire Craw color pattern. Z-Man calls it Fire Craw because Z-Man makes the Fire Craw chatterbaits. I've talked about how I think this color pattern does not match up perfectly with the Fire Craw chatterbaits. However, it works well enough. It's got a lot of gold flake in it. I commented on that when I opened the Hella Craws a month or two back. So this is the baby goat size at 3 inches. So who knows? This might end up being even a little bit small for the Mini Max. But if I need to trim up skirt on it, then so be it. We shall see which of either this or that mini D chunk fits better on the back of that chatterbait with a 2/0 hook on it. Yeah, Frankie, those chunks are super cool. What's up, Adam? How you doing tonight, man? All right. Now, these are probably what was leaking because there's already a whole bunch of oil that I can see outside the packages of these Geecrack Bellows baits. And that's a little bit annoying to me. I think it's these Bellows sticks that are leaking instead of the Bellows gills, but golly, you know, my hands are already totally covered in this stuff. And if we're being honest, the scent of the Geecrack stuff could be worse. I wish I kind of had a towel down here to wipe these down because holy crap, it's like all of the juice poured out of these things and is on the outside of the packaging. So, you know, like look at my fingers. They're totally wet. Okay, this is a bait that did me really well this season in 2021. And this is the Bellows Gill by Geecrack, however you want to pronounce it. And this is actually the green pumpkin chartreuse color. And this is the 3.8-inch size. So it's big-ish. I think it resembles a small bluegill really well. I'm kind of scared to throw the bigger size, which is stepping all the way up to a 5.8-inch size. But I found that the smaller sizes are almost too small. I tried the 3-inch size and caught a ton of really small fish. And they even make a 2-inch bait. So to be honest, I think the smaller 2 and 3-inch baits are too small. While you do get 1 or 2 more baits in the package, these baits are not very durable at all. Durability is an issue for these for sure. So that is something to note. And so I want to strike the balance between value and how I can get the most out of these baits. And in the 3.8-inch size, you get 5 to a pack. Okay. I think you get 6 in the 3-inch, 7 in the 2-inch, but it jumps down to 3 in a pack when you're getting the larger 5.8-inch size. And I don't think they make a 4.8. So, woo-wee. Frankie says, "Man, you got skunked. That's awful." Yeah, I did, but I guess it just serves as a little bit of lotion for my hands. I'm gonna have to do that a few times over the next couple minutes. Gosh, dang, these are just soaked. Um, I might not even pull these out of the pack for right now. I'll just show you that this is like the Bama bug type of color. I forget exactly what they call it, but this is mostly a green, like a dark green pumpkin front and a purple or almost June bug belly. I also see some red flake on the top and that blue flake on the bottom, like you would expect out of a June bug type of color. No, Frankie, Yodo replica, please, man. If anything, the Yodo worm is a replica of something Japanese. Okay, so the Yodo worm is a good bait. Okay, I will give it that. I like it as a chatterbait trailer. Have had success on it, but no, I mean everything that Catchco and Mystery Tackle Box was inspired by something else. Let's let's be straight about that, okay? So Geecrack, this is a Japanese company, okay? They're not cheap, but Geecrack um, makes really high quality baits. They've got a super good scent that actually smells like Fritos, but very high quality and super salted soft plastics. This guy right here is leaking all over my table. This is the Bellows Stick. I have yet to try this bait, and this is the 5.8-inch size. Again, I'm looking for value um, while also maximizing the action. So these come in like as small as a 2.8-inch, but you don't get that many more per package. And they do come all the way up to an 8-inch. So I think they make a 6.8 and then an 8. But the 5.8-inch size comes 6 to a pack. And this is that same color that I was just talking about that I picked up in the Bellows Gill, but this is the Bellows Stick. Really cool, like a green pumpkin red top and then like a June bug bottom. So if you can see, this is a fat worm that tapers. It gets fatter in the middle and then it tapers to a pretty thin tail. So it's got lots of action. And this thing is meant really to be Neco rigged or wacky rigged or Texas rigged, anything like that. And I've heard really good things about the bait. So decided to try them and take advantage of the Tackle Warehouse deals. My hands are just slipping all over the place. This package might be the wettest of all of them. Can't get any grip. Whoa. They sent me an 8-inch? I don't think I ordered the 8-inch, yo. Holy shnikes. All right, this is this is the 8-inch. These come 5 to a pack. Look at how big that is. Wow. So this is like a green pumpkin and black and blue hybrid. Very cool. But I didn't think I ordered an 8-inch. This is a really big bait. I'm gonna need to double check my invoice and my order in my emails. And kind of wash my hands with this scent. Little popcorn Fritos action. You're right, Frankie. Incredible action on that thing. Bellows, where are they? Okay, so Bug Bomb is the name of that color that I was talking about. And I guess I did order one in the 8-inch. That's called Muddy Gill. Interesting. I didn't think I ordered that, but looks like I did. And to go with those, I did get some of these Geecrack, um, Neco Hack is what they're called. Is that focusing for you? This is called Neco Hack. So I will try to pull one of these out and show you guys the general concept. Actually, it would be easier if I just showed you the back of the package so that you can get a feel for what these are designed to do. If you can see, you poke these through the bottom of the bellows gill. And what it does is then leaves this hole. So you trim off the top portion that is sticking out of the bait, and then you can thread your wacky style hook through that hole just on top of the bait. So you're not actually penetrating or ripping holes in the plastic. You're just puncturing the plastic with these guys. So as you can see, there's a hole right there that will be on the opposite side of the bait, and then this T-stop. So a really cool concept here that is different than using an O-ring, especially when with something like the bellows gill, you can't use an O-ring. So yeah, Abe, that kind of answers your question right there. I rig the bellows gills mostly on a Texas rig and mostly weightless, actually. What I prefer to use is a screw lock style hook because the nose of the bait will blow out very quickly. So if you use a standard EWG or round bend or straight shank hook, you are going to find that the salt content and the oil in the plastic will cause the bait to slip and then also rip the nose of the bait. So using a screw lock hook actually preserves the bait a lot. I found that I was able to get some 3 to 5 times as many fish using a screw lock hook. But these baits are really heavily salted, and they have a nice and slow fall to them, and have a lot of action on the fall. So I find that you get kind of the maximum action by letting them do the work as opposed to throwing a bullet weight in front of them. However, I have seen underwater footage of these things Neco rigged, and that is why they make that Neco hack. Is that both the bellows gill and the bellows stick are awesome on a Neco rig. I'm sure that both would also be awesome on a free rig. So weightless Texas rig would be my first, Neco rig would be my second, free rig would be my third for both of those baits, quite honestly. Although I might end up throwing that bellows stick on a weightless wacky rig and a Neco rig a little bit more than I Texas rig it, but we'll see about that. I guess that all comes down to what time of year that I'm using it and where I'm fishing it, because a lot of the bodies of water that I fish are urban ponds with a lot of grass. And so I am less likely to Neco rig than I am to throw a weightless Texas rig or something like that. So hope that makes sense. Frankie says most of their hard baits are sold out / hard to find. Yeah, that is true. But most of their hard baits are newer to the market. That Gilling Neo, Swimbait, a couple of others that they have, but they've really only brought a couple of hard baits over to the U.S. so far. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens once they start to really establish themselves here in the market with more than just the Bellows line of soft plastic baits, and they're slowly but surely doing that. So Seems like all of their soft baits are ribbed like these. Yeah, I think you're right. Um, I'm not sure if their bellows craw is. Yeah, actually, I think it is. So you're probably right. But they're also pretty dang expensive and not very durable. So it's kind of tough to justify until you actually use them and realize the drawing power, the tremendous action, and just how many bites they get. I was very hesitant to pick them up in the first place. Picked up just 2 packs of the Bellows Gill last year at this time. And I fished both the 3.8-inch in a green pumpkin and the 3-inch in the green pumpkin chartreuse and ripped their faces off. I went through both packs of them. I might still have one or one of each or something like that, but really, really liked those baits. Awesome for the spawn and post spawn and summer fishing. Are really when I busted them out and saw a tremendous amount of success on them. So I already have a lot of confidence in them. Might need to find a way to dry these bags off, prevent them from leaking their scent, but I don't mind because the scent does play a factor in what gets these baits bit. I will tell you that much. Beefer Baron, what's up, dude? How you doing tonight, man? Beefer. All right. Well, while we're still on soft plastics, I really got 2 more that are also Japanese baits. And this one is interesting. This right here is the Nishine Lure Works Namazu. I will let you know how that 8-inch does, man. I think I saw a fisheries biologist on a podcast recently talking about how that 8-inch was absolutely slaying it for him. And that might have changed my mind from getting 2 packs of the 5.8 to one of the 5.8 and one of the 8-inch. But check out this bait right here. This is a catfish. No joke. This is a soft plastic catfish imitation. And I have a body of water or two that routinely every spring they stock baby catfish. And the wipers and the bass and the gizzard shad all go absolutely nuts up in the shallows on the day that those fish are stocked. And I got to see it in person this year and could not catch fish with Jack that day. I think just because there was an excess of the real thing that imitation baits just weren't going to get bit. But this is a really cool looking bait. Little bit out there, but I think there could be a time and a place. I think this would be good on a Carolina rig. I think it would be good on a Texas rig, potentially on a free rig or a drop shot, but basically down low and fished slow. I think this thing could do really well. It is really heavily salted, so I'm not quite sure. I think people even flip with these things, but yeah, it's got really cool whiskers and a single tail for a little bit of extra action on this thing. This is a very dark green pumpkin color. It comes totally loaded with salt in and out of the bait. So this is the 4-inch size, comes 5 to a pack. They do make a 5-inch size, and I wanted to get it instead of the 4, but it was sold out by the time that I got around to making this purchase. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. And last soft plastic that I got that I'm actually really excited to try for 2 reasons is the Nories Pad 2A or Pad 2. I don't know how you'd pronounce this. I wish this would focus for you. All right. Nories 2.5-inch pad 2. Pad 2A. This is a drop shot bait. 2.5 inches is really small. Now I am gonna have to rip this to check out the baits, but here is half the reason that I bought this bait. And that was to explore what this scent is. Because Nories is a Japanese lure manufacturer that has a secret sauce that is known to catch fish as well or potentially better than Max Scent. And who knows if there's any truth to that, but ever since finding that out earlier this year, I've been curious to try some of the Nories soft plastic baits since you can't seem to find their scent for sale all by itself anywhere. So this is a really interesting bait. This is like a tube. It is a totally hollow soft plastic with like a goby style tail on the back of it. So this is an even better goby imitator than a standard tube, but more goby or bait fish than it is crawfish. So a tube could go either way, but this is really like a bait fish or goby imitator, or maybe something even a little different. It's got like one single tentacle hanging off the back here, and then that tail. So interesting. This entire bait, including the nose, is hollow. So I think you do need to rig an internal jig head on this thing. I really don't know how to throw it, but it interests me. That's for sure. This color is called Light Green Pumpkin Reflection. I don't know what to say about it because I'm not familiar with this bait. I think the deal was just pretty reasonable on it, and I wanted to see what the deal is with Nories and their soft plastics. So let me see what I paid for that thing. Dang, I still paid $7.19 after the discount. So those things retail for like $9, which is pretty expensive for a tiny tube slash drop shot soft plastic bait. But I do think these come like 10 to a pack. So not the worst in the world, but they definitely don't seem durable. So we'll have to see about that. Matthew Acevedo, how you doing tonight, man? What's up? Cheers. Hope you guys are all doing well. There's 6 people in here, 5 thumbs up. A little bit quiet in the stream tonight, and that's okay. But you guys are making me almost want to save this stuff to do a separate unboxing video where I know that I'll be able to get some views after the fact, because people do come onto YouTube to search for unboxing videos, especially Black Friday. Tackle Warehouse, that was my first video I posted some 3 years ago, and it did really well straight out of the gate. At this point, it's only got a couple thousand views, but it did help me grow initially, so I might do that. Now, I'm really excited about this bait, but it is the last soft plastic bait, and I am going to show you, but not open it. Okay? You're going to have to deal with that. This is the 8-inch Huddleston, and yeah, I actually, believe it or not, have no Huddlestons in my arsenal. I don't know why. I really cannot explain that to you. But this is the standard rate of fall 5. So that means that for every 10 seconds, this bait is going to fall 5 feet. At least I think that's what it means. Is that right, Matt? This is a slow sink. They do make an ROF 12, which is going to be a little bit faster than 1 foot per second. But this essentially replicates a very realistic yellow perch. 8 inches long, which is about what most of my yellow perch are. But this is a meaty, soft plastic bait. So it does weigh somewhere in the ballpark of 4 ounces. So, and it might even be a little bit more than that. I'm not 100% sure. But this thing might overpower my Dobyns Fury 795 rod. And I've been looking at the Dobyns Fury 806 swim bait rod, which is on sale right now for like 30% off on Tackle Warehouse. And it's possible that in the next day or two, I'm going to pull the trigger on that before it sells out. So, yeah, they're on sale for like 98 bucks right now. And I am looking to gradually get into a little bit more of a big bait game, if you will. And I've got some baits, you know, this 8-inch Savage gear, a handful of other 7 and 8-inch baits that would be better suited for a heavier rod than that 795. You know, the 806 is a little bit longer and a little bit heavier power, being a 6 power as opposed to a 5. So, yeah, Baron, I totally agree that Huddleston is a beauty. Matt says the Nories Big Escape Twin is a really good bait. I don't know about that, man. Might need to look that up at some point. I didn't know what to get when it came to Nories. I just was remembering that I wanted to know what that scent smelled like. Baron says that would be great for muskie and pike. Yeah, no doubt about it. The unfortunate thing about it, though, is that they would tear this thing up. You know, it is a hunk of soft plastic, and it is relatively soft. So for the price, I would rather throw something like this guy, which costs 20 to 30% less. This thing's like 20 bucks, whereas that Huddleston is more like 30 to 35 bucks. And yeah, if it's going to get totally destroyed by some toothy critters, I'd rather throw a cheaper bait. But honestly, I'm going to be using it to target big bass, specifically big smallmouth. Now, I know that you might think that that would be hard for them to get their mouths around, but don't be so sure. Matt says, yeah, every 10 seconds it will go whatever rate of fall number it is. Like ROF means in 10 seconds it will fall 5 feet. So that's what I thought. Just appreciate you clarifying that, man. Yeah. Okay. So that does it for the soft plastics. Now, I've got a handful of hard baits in here. Not a ton of stuff, but you know, maybe 7 or 8 baits. And first up is the Evergreen Flat Force. We've talked about this bait, I don't know, a bunch of times on my channel. And I told you guys that I was going to get another one of these during the Black Friday sale. And so I held true. This color really appeals to me. This is called Flash Wakasagi. And check that out. It is like a ghost minnow type of color, but it has a flash like card inside the middle of the bait. So this thing is going to put off a tremendous amount of flash, and that is going to stay protected on the inside of the bait. So you're going to get some great durability out of this paint job, and it's going to perform well in clear water, whether it's sunny or cloudy. And I'm excited about that. Flash Wakasagi. As you guys know, this is a flat-sided crankbait, dives to 4 feet, has a round circuit board lip. Has some great action, deflects well, and is kind of tough to beat in the flat side category. And so got a few of those in my arsenal and decided to pick up another one this time around. Okay. Oh man, Abe just ordered the 806. Dude, what did Tactical Bassin just mention them today? Oh, that chaps my ass. I hope they haven't sold out already. I added it to my cart earlier today. I haven't watched a Tactical Bassin video in a couple weeks now, so I'm gonna have to make a decision on that potentially tonight. But that 806 is on my radar, and I don't really want them to sell out. All right. While we're on the topic of flat-sided crankbaits, I've got some of the Berkeley Fritzsides here. 3 of them specifically. And these are the smaller Fritzside 5 Junior. So these are made in 3 diving depths. The Fritzside 5, which is the shallowest, the 7, and the 9. So as you would expect, the Fritzside 5 dives up to 5 feet. So 2 to 5 feet is the diving depth on these guys. And they make the 5 in actually 3 different body sizes and weights. So they make a standard Fritzside 5. They make a larger version called the Biggin, and then they make this smaller junior size. And not just that, but this is one of the HD color patterns. So pretty sweet. This is the HD bluegill, and I absolutely love it. Oh, come on, man. Focus for the people. I am sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. There you go. So this is almost like one of those printed finishes. In fact, it might be that same technology. You get that same weight on the chin or belly of the bait. 2 weights actually, one here, one here. And as you can see, this bait is just a little bit more than a 1/4 ounce. It actually is a 1/4 ounce, but 7.1 grams, 2 inches long. So I love small size. And I don't think I have any junior sized flat-sided crankbaits. So got one more in the HD color patterns. And this one is called HD Blueback Herring. I actually thought this would have a little bit more shine to it. Based on the colors, it looked like it was kind of a hybrid between a shad and a herring. And it doesn't look exactly like I thought it would. But of course, I think it will still perform really well. So HD Blueback Herring. And then lastly, got one in their classic Ghost Morning Dawn. It's a very subtle Morning Dawn. You don't get a lot of pink and purple hues in this guy. This is more of like a ghost minnow type of pattern. But 3 color patterns, all in the same bait. That Fritzside 5 Junior. You know, the Fritzside is not a cheap bait. It's somewhere in the ballpark of $10 to $11. So after 20% off, I paid $8 for them, and happy enough with that. And then lastly, well, not quite last, okay. I got 3 of the Bomber Square A's. These are a square bill that I actually do not have in my arsenal until now. And obviously, this is a wide body really fat square bill crankbait, but the square A is a small body. Okay, so this guy is I wish it Bomber always makes it more confusing than it needs to be on the back of their packaging because they don't tell you exactly which of the models this is. You know, of course they have to go and list specs for like 2 or 3 or 5 different models on the back of all their baits, but I believe this is the um BO5 SL. So this is the 3/8 ounce version that is 2 inches long, and these things dive 0 to 3 feet. So I'm really excited about this because it's a super shallow diving crankbait with a square bill, with a wide wobble, and that is something that's been on my radar more as of late. Is something that's going to dive just a little bit shallower than a traditional a square bill crankbait that I throw. That's going to be somewhere in that 3 to 5 foot of water. This is going to go shallower than that, so it's going to bridge the gap between, say, a wake bait and an average square bill crankbait. I do love something like the Rapala DT4, but this Bomber Square A is one that I've been hearing good things about for a long time, but just for whatever reason, never picked up. This does have like a coffin bill shaped lip on it. As you can see, it's not round, but it's like hexagonal. So got 3 colors here. This is the apple red crawdad. This is the oxbow bream. That doesn't even sound right, but this is just like a blue chartreuse. And this is the baby bass. Straight beauty right there. So those square A's were a good deal. Literally only $3.59 after the price. So heck yeah. Let me catch up on these comments. Matt says, got some Berkeley Frenzy cranks on the way. Got one today, the shallow diver, and 3 lipless cranks coming as well. Dude, Matt, don't go buy another 806 just because. Don't do that. Don't do that. Matt says, Tyler, what do you prefer in cranks, plastic or balsa? I love my balsa cranks, but my depths evokes do outperform them in certain things and almost are exactly like uh, alike in the way that they float. So yeah, that's the thing is I think it's hard to replicate what you get out of a balsa bait, but there are pros and cons to each one, right? Obviously, a plastic bait is going to be more durable than a balsa bait. It can withstand more abuse. You can slap it on the water to get grass off without worry of the bill breaking quite as easily as you can with a balsa bait. But you're not quite going to get the same subtle swimming action and high float action that you get out of balsa. That said, I think there's a lot of scenarios where it really does not come into play. So if you're looking for a really subtle action and a quiet bait, I think balsa takes the cake there. But otherwise, I think plastic um, is just fine in almost most scenarios. That said, I still have a lot of confidence in all of the Rapala DT baits. You guys have seen that I have like a box full of them. Straight up. These are the 4s, 6s, 10s, and these are the BX brats. So I do like them a lot, but I don't go out of my way to buy balsa baits from, garage makers and things like that. I'm not trying to spend 20, $25 or more on an individual crankbait when I know that I want to be making contact with cover, um, and with bottom structure. I want to be banging off of rocks and laydowns, things like that. And I'm not really jazzed about getting hung up since I fish from the shore the vast majority of the time. So that's the thing is I'm still trying to strike a balance between quality, action, and value. And I'm not quite like a crankbait enthusiast, if you will. So I've only got two more things in here, aside from the old classic Tackle Warehouse sticker. And one of them is a piece of terminal tackle. This is actually made by Decoy, and this is the silicone gripper. This is interesting. Okay. This is a multi-purpose little peg style deal. Clear plastic, but made for multiple purposes. Um, so the main thing these are used for is like for a keeper for your trailer hook on a spinnerbait. But these are also great for using um, on like EWG style hooks. Okay. Um, when you've got a bait like this that's going to slide once it starts to get loose, what you do is put one of these guys on the hook. Let's say I re-rig the bait. I'm gonna put one on the hook down here, then rig the bait back up, and then slide this guy up here so that it's going to block the bait from sliding down. A lot of guys would put like a toothpick through here to try and stop that, but you can do that on EWG hooks with any type of soft plastic and slide it up there flush below the bait so that it's not going to slide down on your hook quite as easily. So really cool concept there. Um, you can also just use it as a peg of sorts if you're free rigging or something like that. And there's a number of other things that you can do with this that it's not necessarily coming to my mind. Um, use it for knot protection. Use it for what did they rubber tuning? What the heck? Honestly, I don't know, but there's like an infinite number of things you can do with these. I got the medium size. These come 18 to a pack, and I'm excited to kind of explore all the things that I can and might end up using those things for. So, last thing in the box, but not least, is the Nishine Lure Works Abino 110F. Um, Somebody called me out last week and said to stop calling it the albino because it's what I was calling it. I don't know why I saw an L in there. You kept calling it the albino, but this is the Abino, and this is a top water prop bait that was released at ICAST this year. And why the heck is it stuck in here? Check this thing out. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to have to make a separate video on this. Wow, that is a pretty aggressive action. So as you can see, this front prop is facing forward. This rear prop is facing backward. And they are bent like pretty significantly to where they're going to have a wild action. Wow. Is that bent more than it should be? Man, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just over here manipulating this thing. I don't even know if I should be, but I will tell you that this thing is a super versatile bait. Not only is it beautiful looking, but it's got a large blade here. So as this thing is swimming, those props are turning and this bait is rolling. Actually pretty substantial. And this bait comes with a couple of tuning accessories. This smaller blade, which you can swap out right here, and that will lessen the action so that instead of rolling almost completely on its side, it will just tighten up that roll. Okay, this thing will sit on the surface even with these blades, um, with the way that it is weighted. But if you so choose, you can swap out the blades for a weight instead. This is a custom weight made by Nishine, and that will cause this bait to slow sink in the water, and you can fish this thing subsurface, more like you would a spy bait. So very cool deal here. Not just that, but you can turn these props around by unscrewing the front and the back. So if you see, it's that simple. I am unscrewing this guy right now. I'm not going to take it all the way out right now just because I don't really want to strip that hole at the moment. I don't want to make more adjustments than necessary. I don't want to tinker around with it too much, but that is definitely something that I'm going to explore and will eventually make a video about, just explaining how it works and showing my impressions of it, and maybe even displaying some of its action on top or below the water if I can. So that is a bait that has been on my radar since it came out at ICAST this year. And again, that is the Nishine Abino 110F top water. They make a version of this bait that is smaller and that is a sinking bait, not the F. So, yeah, that straight up does it for this package. You know, we noticed that the leaking here was definitely because of those Geecrack soft plastics, which got all over my hands, which are still greasy. And that it kind of comes with the territory. I can still smell that scent, but what do you get? Going back to the Balsa question, Matt says the Rapala BX line is pretty good. Very smart design for sure. Have a couple different baits from that line. All are pretty good. Little pricey, but not too bad if you can find them on sale. Yeah, totally agree with that. I love the concept of having a Balsa wood bait encased in a hard plastic material. Kind of get the best of both worlds there. I do prefer the 3-foot divers to the 6, but both are good. Only one that I don't have is the Big Brat, but we'll probably make a point to do so at some point. Only issue is that it just comes in a 6-foot diver, not the 3. And Matt says, I use the Harmony bait keepers. You get 100 in a pack for $3. Meant to hold off soft baits on hooks better. Wow, I did not know about that. 100 in a pack is a lot better than 18 in a pack, I'll tell you that much. But I have a lot of respect for Decoy and the lure accessories and the terminal tackle that they make. So I saw those, looked like a really cool concept, and I thought that I would try out a pack to just see what they're about, but might need to look into those Harmony bait keepers. Thanks for the heads up, man. Said you can't strip the hole because there's no threads there. There's a nut inside the bait that the eyelet screws to. So no matter how many times you take it out, it shouldn't ruin the threads. Interesting. Um, And thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I will definitely um, tinker around with it more with some confidence then. So appreciate that. I think I had heard that, but just it slipped my mind. I forgot about that. So anyway, Abe and Matt, thank you for your contributions and for your support and for watching tonight's unboxing. I don't know where everybody is or anybody is. On my end, it shows that there's one person in here, fluctuating between 1 and 2. So very quiet night here in early December, and I don't really know why. We had a snowstorm here in Colorado today. I was home taking care of my kids instead of working today because my wife worked last night. But I did not have the opportunity to hop on and stream and hang out with you guys last night. I thought there might be a few more people available to hang out tonight. So that is really the main reason that I did not open up all of these hard baits, all of these crankbaits and such, to show you guys those color patterns up close, is just that I will probably do that on in an unboxing video that I film separately from this, where I'm actually pulling things out and showing them in front of the camera up close and talking about them a little bit differently and something that is slightly more short form. So it took me 45 minutes to open that box with you guys just now, whereas it would take me 20, 25 minutes to do it, especially after it's chopped down. So yeah, I will do that. I don't know where people went either, Matt. But guys, hope you have a great rest of your night. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you for your support. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I'll see you guys again real soon. I'll see you before Christmas, that's for sure. I've got a discount tackle package coming in the next couple days, and may or may not make another impulse purchase from Tackle Warehouse. Pick up that Dobbins 806. Matt, don't go get that right now. All right, man. You guys have a good one. Peace.